All right, 210. Hey guys, this is Natasha with Nothing 210 Podcast. Thank you to VodPod Media for housing and producing, and to Latino Podcast Network for having me on your network. Guys, if you are listening, go watch. And if you're watching, go listen, subscribe, and like and share and do all of that stuff. I am here with, please introduce yourself.
My name is Teresa Thompson, and I am a medical esthetician at the Evolve Medical Group.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about Evolve Medical Group for a little bit. What do they do?
Evolve Medical Group is a weight loss clinic, but it's more than a weight loss clinic because they're, I would say, more of a wellness clinic because we do a little bit of wellness from head to toe, right? So they have the weight loss clinic, which they have different types of weight loss options for people, right? They also have a clinical nutritionist. They also have a gym. They have a personal trainer. And then comes where I'm at, which is a med spa. And so overall, Evolve helps with a person not only feeling good from the outside, also inside as well.
Yeah. So it's I like to say it's like a one-stop shop.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's great for networking. We get to meet a lot of people. That's where I met you as well. And so we get to meet a lot of people. We also have the Women Unlimited there. It's their headquarters. And so when it comes to Evolve, the name itself speaks for itself, right? So we are helping not only small businesses, but also people who want to make themselves better when it comes to their physical looks, also the way they feel inside, because I think when a person changes their health and they start feeling better about themselves, they look better as well. And it kind of changes your image in the way, like we were talking about, you portray yourself in a different way, and you hold yourself to different standards. I see that a lot of people start evolving, right? Going back to the name of Evolve, it does definitely mean it holds a lot more water than just its name. So I think I'm proud to be part of their team.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
And so I've been working with them, or with you guys, right, as a whole. I love that you guys are kind of like a family unit.
Absolutely.
And I was there one day a couple weeks ago, and you guys got together and prayed before your day started. And I loved that. And I was like, oh, let me jump out of the way. And Ryan was like, he's like, you're here, you pray too. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was just y'all. And he's like, no,
absolutely.
like whoever's here, like you get in on it. So I was like, okay.
You know, I things like that are not really mentioned or talked about.
Yeah.
People will be there at certain times, and we try to start off our day that way, just because I think it's very important. I have never been part of a work group, work team that is they actually do with what they say. Like they're really stand on what they say, and it feels very grounding. It feels very uplifting. And I feel every time I go in there, it doesn't feel like work. It's very a grounding place. And so for them to start off with prayer, it says a lot. And it is something that not only yourself that you've been able to, partake, but I've had where my kids have gone by there, and I have adult kids, they've been by there. They're like, y'all are praying. Like, I'm going to get in, family members as well. They're like, oh my God, Teresa, they're doing big things there when it comes to your faith. And I will say I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. And so,
Same.
and so I think it means a lot. I think it definitely means a whole lot than just being part of the team or just working there. I think it definitely means a lot more than just that. It feels like family. So
yeah, definitely. And so I know I just did a video with Maudie and Savannah, and we talked about the myths of semaglutide and with weight loss and what that means. And for people that might not see that specific clip, I mean, we can talk about it if you're familiar. But
I know a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Right? I know a little bit of it. I'm on it myself.
Yeah.
I am. I'm on it myself. But when it comes to like the ins and outs of it, I really don't know like the science part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know
so
it works.
so I can kind of like reiterate what they said, just because I think it's important for more people to hear. So a few of the myths are either you're going to lose too much weight or you're not going to lose at all, which is not true because everybody works differently.
Absolutely.
And everybody responds differently. But also another thing is that especially fitness people, or people that are really into fitness or trainers, are like, oh, that's such a lazy way out. Why would you do that? And it's not. it's not a end all be all, right? It's supposed to help. So you still have to eat better. You still have to put time in the gym, like still work out. You can't carb load and then be like, oh, I'll lose weight. Like that's just not how that works.
It's not
in life.
absolutely.
So, but I'm on it, and I'm down 27 pounds. We talked about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And I don't want that food. And not that I used to eat a lot of it anyway, but I used to be like, yeah, like I'll have a taco or I'll have, McDonald's, a Whataburger. I just don't want it. Like I'll try to eat it and I feel nauseous. And so that's a huge deterrent if you've ever dealt with nausea.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of weight on it. Well, for me, it's a lot, right? I'm down like 18 pounds. For me, it's a lot because I felt like I was plateauing and I was getting stuck, and so working out and eating right, I just wasn't feeling like it was moving. I felt stuck in there. And so for the longest time, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then, I came and joined this team and I started seeing all these people walk in and out. And I'm like, you lost how much?
Yeah.
You lost how much?
Yeah.
And until I really saw the testimonials behind it and got to hear it on my own, because what happens is that we can look things up and Google things and kind of like, of course they're going to, sell you whatever they want to sell when you look things up. But when I started seeing these women and these gentlemen coming in through there and you are not having those, wanting certain foods and you're, it's curbing your appetite and you're feeling good about it. And I was like, man, I got to try this. And one of the best investments ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hands down. One of the best investments.
Seriously. Yeah. And what I like, because I do research, especially before I put something in my body.
Absolutely.
And I have a healthcare background for people that don't know, that are watching or listening. And so it is important for me to know what it's going to do to my body. And some of the risk consequences, whatever, and there aren't many. There is nausea, there is some potential GI issues, but nothing significant. Those are super rare. But what it does is it helps lower your cholesterol and it helps prevent you from getting diabetes type 2. Type 1 is something completely different. But I think it's really important because, especially in San Antonio and especially with Latinos or Latinx, yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Diabetes is rampant. And so if that's something that will help you on top of, again, eating better and working out, making better choices, then why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm here to tell people that it works great.
It does.
It works great. And, and I have heard of people who have had some bad side effects.
Sure.
And I'm always honest with people about that. But for myself, I haven't had no side effects.
No? Girl, I carry Zofran just in case.
Really?
Yeah.
And see, I hear that a lot, but I will be honest that it took a little longer with me. It was like 2.5 months and I was like, what's going on? Like,
see?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? Like my body is fighting it off or something, And so when I dropped like quick.
Yeah.
And I'm down 18 pounds, but again, no side effects. I went to the doctor and they said everything's good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't had no side effects and it's been great. And I already did my 3-month plan.
Oh, nice.
And so I want to continue on because I want to drop a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good. And you look great.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We were saying off camera earlier, one of my friends yesterday was like, I saw a picture of us, I guess like a few months ago before I started. And she's like, I didn't realize you had that much weight to lose. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Like I love myself. Like
Absolutely.
I loved being like a little thick. Now, I'm like slim thick, I guess.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
I don't know, but
I like the slim thick.
Yeah,
The slim thick's good.
Yeah. But, and she's like, I just didn't like, I never saw you like as like somebody who needed to lose weight. And then she was like, but I can literally see it from head to toe, like your face, your arms, your waist, your legs, like all of it. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
It feels good.
It does. It feels good. And then it feels good to hear that. And people now, especially people I haven't seen since like the summer, are like, what are you doing? Like, like, you look amazing. And like, I need to be what you're on. And I was like, yes.
This is it.
Yeah, this
and
is where you go.
Where you get it. Absolutely.
Yes. So I've been telling everybody. And a few people have actually gone and gotten started on it and they're losing weight. So
And it feels so good.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So What got you into becoming a medical esthetician?
I have been an esthetician for 25 years.
Crazy.
So
You look like you're 25. So I don't know how
thank
that's
you.
possible.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I've been an esthetician. Right out of high school, I went into beauty school, and I suffered from problematic skin. And so my first experience with problematic skin was at a very young age. And so I wanted to help people with problematic skin. And so right out of high school, I went and became an esthetician. And for my journey in this career of being an esthetician, I became an educator. I was very young. I got hired by a cosmetic company when I was 23 years old, and that was my first experience of teaching. And so, within being with that cosmetic company, they sent me to get my teaching degree. And so I became an educator. And so I've been now an educator going on 16 years. Crazy. And I've been teaching aesthetics. And so I went more in depth into it, becoming more with the medical part of aesthetics with laser and laser hair removal, IPLs, which is the laser for the skin, Morpheus 8, which is part of the InMode that we offer there as well, but with the microneedling and radio frequency for those of my estheticians out there. Yeah. I'm your Estie Bestie, right? Yes. I always tell people that I'm your Estie Bestie just because I have had the honor and I've been blessed to come across so many estheticians and so many cosmetologists and barbers as well. And so I teach a realm of everybody within the beauty industry because skincare is now covered by barbers, cosmetologists, right? And so, and of course our estheticians. And so we as beauty experts or beauty professionals, we do a lot more than just sit behind a chair or, behind the table of services. We are talking to people of, when it comes to business, we're teaching business. We're also teaching life skills. And so I always tell people to kind of give yourself a little bit more credit when it comes to the beauty industry. For those who have young adults who want to get into the beauty industry, don't knock it. There's so much opportunity out there. I have had an opportunity to work with Palo Alto College. I help with the curriculum, to build the curriculum there at Palo Alto College. And so I sat on their advisory board for a very long time. I had a salon as well. And so within this career path I've had, I am now finding myself back over here with Evolve. And it's they have allowed me to bring education to their med spa. And so I'm doing education there. I have worked in a lot of schools within the state of Texas. And so I give advanced education when it comes to aesthetics. And I do tutoring as well. Wow. So for people who are struggling to pass their state board exams, I do a lot of training when it comes to the theory parts and teaching anatomy and physiology. On my Sundays and Mondays, that's why I do tutoring. So that's why I'm a medical esthetician, but we also always go back to the education part of our industry. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. After 25 years of, I always tell people of saving lives when it comes to skincare. Yes. And,
no, truly, the people don't understand. Like there are people that have these chronic skin conditions. Absolutely. And they just are walking around with it and they're miserable because they're like, well, this is just my life. It doesn't have to be.
Absolutely not.
So it's really just about, again, finding somebody who's educated enough, who understands it, not just letting people slap stuff on your face. Absolutely. Because that can mess with it too. It can, can cause flare-ups depending on the medical condition. So really just finding somebody who's educated.
Absolutely. And I think because I specialize in problematic skin, now I go more into the anti-aging, right? Because at my age now, I am more in touch in depth with anti-aging, but I want to definitely say that I specialize in problematic skin when it comes to people with psoriasis, eczema, people who have rosacea, people who have cystic acne, just because I think those are the people who really need someone like me the most. Yeah. I feel that people who have not have had to deal with that really don't know what a person goes through, especially young adults. Going through school and with a person who suffered from acne, it can be so tough because, kids can be hard on kids when it comes to
kids are assholes.
Acne. Sorry. No, that's good. You're able to say it. I didn't, but it's tough. And when I find myself a lot of times talking to parents and letting them know, like, if the parent has never suffered through acne, they don't understand the kid. They're telling their kid, oh, you'll be fine. You'll get over it. Oh, they'll grow out of it. They'll be fine. And it's not that easy.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's more of a genetic. It's, you know what I mean? It's not something that's just going to go away.
Yeah.
So they need medication for that. They need to see a physician for that. And so that's where I'm trying to do, bring more education to people who suffer from problematic skin.
Yeah. I know. And everybody has different skin. Like I have a few kids. Yeah. Each kid has different skin. So like one is kind of dealing with like a little bit of acne, like he's a teenager. And so I went to Ulta and was like, look, I need the medical grade. Like, don't give me like cheap NYX. No offense to NYX. But like, I need good stuff for his
medicated
skin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then my other son has like dry skin. So those are like combination
Completely
versus
different.
dry, very different. And so I'm like, oh, okay, but I'm trying to get them on this like, regimen. So I'm like, son, I don't care how old you are. I don't care that you're a teenager. Start now.
Absolutely.
Like it's never too early to start working on your skin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always, anytime I go to a baby shower, I give the SPF to the baby.
Yes.
That's the first thing I give.
Yeah.
But you're never too young to start on skincare.
Yep.
And so I think it's very important. And so that's where I kind of come in, where I love to teach about skincare. And so what I'm doing, where I'm at, anywhere I'm at. So I know you were talking about, get a little bit more in depth about who I am. But when it comes down to it, I've been doing this for so long.
It's who you are. Yeah.
This is who I am. And it feels like work, but it's not work.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm making a difference with what I do. And I love what I do, I've been doing it for such a long time, but I'm very passionate about it. And I feel like I've made a difference within the industry.
Yeah.
And also I have a lot of now adults that I saw when they were teenagers.
Really?
Yeah. And the greatest thing is for them to come and be like, oh, Teresa, you saved me. And I don't think a lot of people understand that when they have never suffered through problematic skin.
Yeah.
And so it feels great. It feels great to be able to make a difference and kind of have leave that legacy back there, within the industry. And it's been great. It's been really good. These 25 years have been really good in this industry. It's been great.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you actually did something really cool. I don't know if you want to talk about it. You don't do it anymore, right? But you used to be on stage.
I worked for a cosmetic company. I did makeup on stage. I did that for 17 years. I worked for the Armstrong McCall shows, RDA shows. I did the Bronner Brothers shows as well. I did the Orlando shows. So I did makeup on stage. I did makeup for Farouk, Paul Mitchell, Jessica Simpson, Harry Ware. And so I did a lot of marketing makeup. So I did that for 17 years. I was an international educator, and I taught product knowledge, product application, and I had a great boss. I think about him all the time. He did pass away, and he had given me such a great opportunity. He was a marketing director for Sally Hansen Nails. Oh. And when he came on with Sorbet Cosmetics, I met him at a very young age. I was 23 years old, and I'm bilingual. And so he needed somebody who was bilingual. And so we became such a great team when it came to us, me working on stage and showing kind of what I knew when it came to makeup, but also the skincare part. And I was so green and so brand new to the industry. But him having his experience with sales and being able to market, I learned so much from this man that he really gave me a good step forward when it came to the sales and the marketing. And I feel like that kind of opened the door for me to kind of be out there and not be shy within this industry as well, kind of realizing that this industry definitely makes a difference when it comes to men and women, and also gives a stage for people to kind of be free of what they like and things to be different when it comes to this industry as well, because I had never thought about doing makeup internationally. Never. I thought it was just going to be something. I met him in Austin, Texas at a sales rep show,
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was going to be, I'm going to help him here. No, they flew me out to Beverly Hills and I did makeup, and I was just like, hopefully I hear from them. I didn't hear from, that was like in September. I didn't hear back from them till the following year in February. And I was just like, oh my God, like they called me back.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe this Latina from San Antonio, Texas is going to go out there. And it was great. I did a lot of makeup in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta. I went to Guadalajara, and it was a great experience for me to be able to travel. And I was able to teach my daughters. I have 3 daughters, and they were all able to see kind of my journey within it. And I'm so proud that they have taken that on and kind of become entrepreneurs themselves and kind of follow their dreams to be able to travel. And you can do it regardless of where you come from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, I'm very proud of my journey that I've been able to follow through with this career. It's been great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And I love that your daughters could see that.
Absolutely. It's
so
they're not in the industry.
I was gonna say that was my next question.
That is definitely the first question everyone asks, because I do have 3 daughters, and I know they're gonna see this and they hear it all the time, because I always tell them, you know who I met? I met a young girl who's an esthetician, and they're like, oh, mom, come on, because I had a salon for 17 years, and I will say that they were a big part of it. They saw my transition of, doing booth rental, then opening my own salon and becoming a member of the Chamber of Commerce and becoming a public speaker for Palo Alto College as well. And they've seen my journey, and I will say that they have been big cheerleaders for me. My oldest daughter, she's going to school for forensic science at St. Mary's. So big shout out to her. She's almost done.
Dang.
And my daughter, she owns a pastry business in Uvalde, Texas. So Foxy Cakes. Okay. She does really good.
Nice.
She's a pastry chef. And my youngest daughter, she's going to school to be an educator. So she actually teaches in San Angelo. Okay. So she goes to San Angelo State University.
I love
and
that.
So they're doing great, all 3 of them, but they all have their entrepreneurship within what they do. And so it's been great. I'm a very proud mom.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I mean, they're all doing
and a grandma.
Fantastic things.
Dang. I'm a very proud grandma.
You're like a grandma?
I am. Yeah. Well, yeah, I am. Yeah. I love it. It's been great.
That's awesome. Absolutely. How many grandkids?
I have one granddaughter.
One?
Yeah.
Another girl.
I know. You know what? I feel comfortable around women.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 8, and I have 5 sisters.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm very comfortable around women. And, that is one question people always ask me, like, how are you around a lot of women? And I feel like I love women. And women, I feel like I'm comfortable around women. I always tell people, people just need to be nice to each other. And not be so judgmental.
Yes.
And just be nice and love and be accepting.
Yeah.
And be forgiving. And remember that no one is perfect. And, some people can come across maybe they're having a bad day or something. But sometimes it's not about us. It's something going on within themselves.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And I say that a lot. Is like, it's how people treat you especially when they don't know you, is not a matter of who you are. It's a projection of themselves.
Absolutely.
So try not to take it so personally, or I'm the same way, but exactly right. Just be nice to each other.
Because, we are, not only that, people are watching.
Yes.
And I always, for the young girls that are coming up in the industry, the first thing I think to myself, if my daughter, because like I said, one's in Uvalde and one's in San Angelo. And I always think to myself, if my daughter was in a place and she was having a bad time or having a hard time, how would I want a stranger to react to her? And so I always look at these young girls, like, if that was my daughter, how would I want, someone to treat my daughter?
Yeah.
And so I try to treat young girls how I would want somebody to treat my daughters. And I always carry that with me. And so if I see a young girl who's having a hard time or something's going through, I try to approach them the way I would want someone to approach my daughter. And I always keep that in my heart and think to myself, how would I want my daughter to be treated out here? Because I believe in karma, good and bad.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I always try to reach out to another woman as how I would want somebody to reach out to my daughters. And think to myself, like, is everything okay? You know, because something's going on in here. Hurt people, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
It's it's life, and we gotta be nice to each other.
No, absolutely. And that's how I approach like every patient that I've had is how would I want somebody to treat my children or my loved ones?
Absolutely.
And so that's how I always treated patients. And I had patients like literally cry because I opened up a juice for them and put a straw in it because they couldn't, but nobody else did. And I'm like, guys, it's that simple. Like we are here, like nursing and healthcare is still a service industry. Like if it weren't for patients, we wouldn't have a job. So treat them as you would want to be treated and understand that these people are in their lowest moments of their life. they're unable to do anything for themselves.
Absolutely.
For some of them, and some it's like there's a stranger that has to stand there and watch them go to the bathroom. For a lot of people, that's really embarrassing. So just, give people grace and like
compassion.
We're all tired. We're all overworked. We're all, whatever, have 1,000 things to do, but just take a second and just like be there for them. And I think the same thing goes for, estheticians. Like there are some people I'm sure that have a million questions and you're like, okay, I'm going to do my best. Yeah. And then there are some people that are just like, okay, yeah, do whatever, and everything in between. But it's really just like each patient, each client, right? Each person is different. Absolutely. And so, just kind of give them, I don't know. Yeah. Like Absolutely. Give them grace, give them
Absolutely
space and grace. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it says a lot about a person, right? It says a lot about a person. It says a lot about a person's, ability to show compassion. Mm-hmm. And everybody has a right to take their money where they want.
Yep.
Right. So I don't care how good your skill is. Right. And I always tell people about the 80-20 rule. You've heard about the 80-20 rule, right? 80% customer service, 20% skill. So your skill can be fixed, but the customer service cannot be. Right. So I always tell people like your first, you only have one chance to make that first impression.
Yes.
Right. And so I always tell my past students, and when I would talk about past students, people who are licensed, these are professional people now. And I always tell them customer service is key. If you don't have that, I don't care how good you do lashes. I don't care how good your facial is. I can care less how good your massage is or how good you do nails. If you don't have customer service, you ain't got nothing. Yep. Because people can take their money elsewhere. Yep. And I will pay for a bad nail job or a bad lash job because the person's nice to me. Yeah. No, because that's what I want. I want somebody to be nice and make me feel comfortable. I don't want to have to be in a space where I feel like I can't say anything. I can't, you know what I mean? I want to feel like I'm hanging out with my girlfriend when I'm getting my lashes done. Yeah. So I always tell people that's the 80-20 rule I try to tell people about.
It's true. Absolutely. I mean, I've worked with doctors and had doctors who had zero bedside manner. And I'm like, why are you doing this then? If you hate it that bad, and nurses too, and anybody, PT, you name it. I'm not like calling anybody out specifically, but just in general. No,
Absolutely.
But
it's true though.
But yeah, like just if you don't have bedside manner, if you can't people, then don't do it. Don't be in healthcare. Don't be in a service industry. Like, just don't. Find something else. Find a desk job. Find something that you can do alone, away from people.
Or sometimes people need to take a breather. Yes. They forget. They forget that we are the service providers, right? They forget that we are here to take care of our guests. Yep. And provide a service and, making them feel good that they're spending that type of money. Mm-hmm. It goes a long way because, I think that a person is quicker to share a bad experience than a good experience. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, for me, I'm the opposite only because I really do take into consideration, like maybe they're having a bad day or maybe it was off. I don't know, but I try not to complain. Like saying when I go out to eat, I try to never send my food back.
I never send my food back. And I won't go to lunch with anybody who sends their food back. I'm like, let me get my food first before you go and complain.
That's a whole nother thing is like, that's how I know, like, that's how I can tell who people are almost immediately. How you treat people that provide a service. If you're a jerk to them, you're not a good person. Like, it's an immediate, like, I'm like, I don't like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're not below you. Nobody's below you.
Absolutely.
So, like, don't treat anybody like they're below you. Where was I going with that other point, though? I forgot.
Because I was saying that people are quicker to share a bad experience than a good experience.
Okay, so I am not. Only because I don't want to take, like, one instance and, like, shit on somebody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they had an off day. Maybe whatever. Yeah. I'll process that and then I'll probably go back. Now, if it's bad again, then all right.
Absolutely.
But even then, I'm not going to be like, oh, don't go to that person. You know what? And I've said it in like one of my other podcasts that I did, like, give credit where it's due. So that person might not be a nice person. They're really good at what they do. They're just really good at what they do. Yeah. Unfortunately, like, just don't talk to them maybe or try to find somebody else. But yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know. I'm all about just like sharing good experiences and like,
absolutely,
trying to network with people and tell them like, no, you have to go to this person. You have to go here. Like with Evolve, I'm like, no, like you have, like, don't go anywhere else. Like go,
Yeah.
go there. So
You know what? And we've had so much good feedback.
yeah,
I think in general, I think it's a good vibe there.
it
It's a
is.
really good vibe.
It is.
And it feels like family. It feels good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great, and they're growing. You know, they're
Mhm.
growing so much. They're adding so much to that place.
And it's a
So great.
huge
It's a
space.
huge space.
People don't realize.
It took 2 days for me to find the restroom. They're like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I've been looking for the restroom for 2 days. I don't know where I'm at."
I think it's
just
somewhere
a
over
huge
here.
place.
Yeah,
it's
it
a huge
really
place,
is.
and it's great. And for people who are looking for a great space, you know, because they do suites, they rent out the suites and stuff like that. So if anybody's out here looking for a great space, a great team to be a part of, I have been telling people like, oh man, this is a hidden gem.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is a hidden gem, and I was introduced to them through the Women Unlimited because I was part of the Women Unlimited, but they were looking for an esthetician, and I went and checked out this place, and I was like, oh, y'all got space to do classes, and that was my original thing. Like, I want to do classes here,
Yeah.
you know, and so they have they're bringing education throughout Texas into this space here in San Antonio, so it's great, and they have a whole podcast and everything there.
Yes, a whole studio, literally.
A whole studio.
Like, do you guys ever do any kind of like mental health? So any like yoga or like mindfulness?
We do. We just started with
Did
yoga.
you?
We do. We have yoga on Tuesdays.
Really?
We just like literally started, I think, about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so we have yoga. I didn't bring the information with me, but I'll share the information with you. We do have yoga. We also have boxing on Saturdays.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they do yoga, and they also do meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we do have our personal trainer, but we have Alma there. Alma is the one who does the yoga, and she's amazing. And they also have like morning meditation.
Really?
And stretches. And this is like fairly new, but she's been doing it for many years. I think about good 15, 16 years. She is an educator as well. And so she's a massage therapist educator. She's an instructor as well.
Okay.
So she does yoga there. I believe it's Tuesday evenings, and I know she does morning meditation.
I
So
love that.
that's great. Yeah, it's new. It's
So
new, it's
literally
great.
one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
I gotta come and check it out. It's amazing.
Where are they
Great.
located?
I don't know the address.
All right.
They're gonna kill me for this one, but I know it's on Bots Lane.
It is
It's
on
by
Bots-
it's by the airport.
Yeah, it is. It's
Off Broadway 410.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Broadway 410, kind of by the airport. It's
Oh, Ryan is gonna get me for this one.
It's
oh, yeah, he is.
87
21.
maybe. Like, we're doing this together. Hold on. I
think
never
it's 8721 Bots Lane.
I never
if I'm not
bust out my
mistaken.
phone ever, but I'm going to just so I can get
I
this
do know
right.
the phone number.
Okay, what's the phone number?
210-999-5039. And you don't know how long that took me to remember, but I got that one down.
It's 8721
It is.
Bots Lane.
Upstairs.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's up second floor.
Yes.
Make sure you hit the buzzer.
Yes.
We'll let you in.
Ring the doorbell.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure you hit the button on the left on the way out.
Oh,
so the door will
wait.
unlock.
Please. And it's it's such a big place, so we do have people buzzed in and out.
Yes.
So people are not just coming in and out randomly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the second floor, 8721 Bots Lane.
Like, we did it together, okay? We
Man.
made it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Anything that you want people to know about you, or how do they follow you or Evolve?
You can follow us on all social media platforms when it comes to Evolve Medical Group, right? From Facebook to Instagram, and on TikTok, you can follow me, The Beauty Spot SA, on all social media platforms, or Teresa Thompson on Facebook as well. So,
And how do people book with you?
you can go on either contact us, 210-999-5039, or go through our social media platforms. A lot of people try to get through us on the phone, but they can't sometimes, again, it is a very busy place, but they can also hit us up on the social media platforms. It's we're all open to communicating in all different ways. People stop by sometimes
Yeah.
to come check out the place.
Yeah.
So they can either contact us through the social media platforms, or they can call us.
Yeah. And I've seen friends there. I've gone in and been like, hey, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's,
we have so many people that
Yes.
they run into each other there
Yeah.
that didn't know that was the place that they've been all talking about. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
there's always people in and out. It's a cool little spot. I bought some earrings,
Oh yeah.
and
know-
some stickers and stuff. Yeah.
We have because Thursdays we have our Women Unlimited that go there as well. So we have a lot of networking events. Like all week long we're having networking events, and we also have they just launched the new Men's Unlimited podcast.
Really?
Absolutely. We just had I think this has been their second interview they did.
Who's doing it?
So the Women Unlimited, Miss Kat Brown.
Oh.
She did the interview yesterday, and so we had Blade Runner, that he does micropigmentation. So, which I'll tag on here as well. So, we have a lot of people kind of coming through there. And so it's been great. Just kind of the networking itself is amazing. So for small businesses, people who are trying to get their name out there as well, there's so much networking going on there that you definitely need to kind of like get out there, put your name out there, stop by, leave your pamphlets, your business cards, whatever you want to do when it comes to your business. If you're just starting as a business, networking is key. I don't think people understand how much networking helps and the marketing part of it.
Oh, man. And I tell people all the time, because they like want to start a business, and I'm like, understand you're going to work 24/7, but also
absolutely
understand you have to people, because networking is huge. Like, your network is your net worth. And I say that, and I mean it, and it's true, because I've spent 4 years doing what I do, and I didn't realize, like, until I had somebody who has a much bigger network than I do. She's like, Natasha, do you realize how big your network is? And I was like, no, y'all are my friends. And she's like, yes, but not just me. She's like, the amount of people that you know and who you know and in, what they do. Absolutely. Like, I have people like in office. I've met senators. I've met, all sorts of people and judges and lawyers and all of this, all the way down to like, not down, but you know what I mean? To like on the spectrum, like business owners, small business owners, micro business owners, and like, it doesn't matter. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So just your network, network. Like, it's huge. It's huge. No matter what you do, even if you have a podcast, you're going to have to network to get the word out.
You got to be comfortable around people.
Yes.
It's going to be okay. For those of you who are shy. Yeah.
And circle back.
Yes.
Be nice to people.
Absolutely.
Even if you're having a bad day.
Absolutely.
Like, just turn it on.
Be mindful, I think. Just being mindful, you know, around people.
Yes.
And be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a girl yesterday, because I went to a networking event last night, and I hadn't seen her since, it's been over a year since I saw her. And she was like, hey, she's like, no, wait. Yeah, it's been a minute. So anyway, she was like, hey, like, I remember seeing you. No, it was this. Anyway, I forgot when it was, a long time ago. And she said, I saw you at this event or this after party, whatever. She's like, you were so nice to me. And she's like, I didn't know why you were nice to me. But full circle, she is like a big planner here in San Antonio. I didn't know that. But it shouldn't matter who somebody is or what they do. People are people. And so, like, I was at this event last night, and she was like one of the people kind of like helping to run it. And she was like, I just remember you being so nice to me, and I just didn't understand why. And I was like, why not? Why wouldn't you be nice to somebody that you don't know? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So she was like, I just didn't forget that. And I was like, well, thanks.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah,
you just never know.
Exactly. Absolutely. You don't know. You could literally be talking.
And it shouldn't matter, but absolutely.
Right. I mean, yeah, it truly does not matter. Like, yeah. Anyway, so
if anything y'all took away from this,
yes, is be nice.
Be nice. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's always good seeing you either way.
Yeah. No, you too. You're great. Like, and you've been super nice too.
Nice.
Like, since I've met you.
Oh, well, you're super nice too.
No, you're super nice.
No, you're super. You know what? I love that, because clients will come up to me and hug me like they know me, and they'll ask me like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "I don't know," but I hug everybody. I say hi to people, and I just like being around people who are nice.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
And people that aren't, I'm like, thank you, bye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with them, but
right. You need a hug, but
that's really what it is.
They might, yeah.
They need love.
Yeah. But thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate this.
And to Evolve, shout out to you guys, to the whole team.
Shout out to Evolve.
Yes. And guys, if you are listening or watching this and you're like, I'm interested in any of that, make sure that you tell them you heard it from me, from Natasha on
From
the 30
Natasha,
to
your
10
girl.
podcast. Yes. And if you have any questions about anything, reach out to me, reach out to Evolve, reach out to
Mhm.
Teresa, whoever, whatever, just, you can get information. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you to VodPod Media for housing and producing again, and to Latino Podcast Network for having me on your network. Guys, make sure that you follow, like, share, all of that. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.